I'm Hazel, and today I just want to talk to you about the benefit of making your own yoghurt. Now, when you buy yoghurt from the supermarket, it's usually been fermented for about 8 hours. So one of the biggest bonuses of making it yourself is that you can ferment it for longer. And when you ferment it over 24 hours, that hugely increases the quantities of beneficial bacteria. And the two key families you're going to be getting are the Lactobacillus acidophilus and the bifidobacteria. And I find that even people with a dairy sensitivity can tolerate the homemade 24-hour fermented yogurt because most of the milk sugars have been digested by the bacteria. So it does make it much better to tolerate. And also when you're getting the bacteria through in the food form, so that's with things like yogurt or sauerkraut, studies have shown that more of the bacteria remains stable in the stomach acid and is able to reactivate in the intestines. Now, I do use probiotics where they're indicated because I quite often run stool tests on clients, and from that I can really get a good understanding of what's going on in their ecosystem, and quite often it's important to use probiotics to rebalance. But for most people on an ongoing basis, the best way to get your good bacteria in is with things like yogurt. And of course, when you're making it yourself, you can just make it the best quality. So what you want to get is full fat organic milk. If you can get raw milk, that would be absolutely amazing. Otherwise, look out for non-homogenized milk. So when the milk hasn't been homogenized, that just means that it hasn't been blasted through different sieve sizes in order to mix the cream with the milk. So that just means that the structure is just intact. So when you get your milk, it's very, very simple to make the yogurt. I'm all for making life as easy as possible. So what I found hugely beneficial is to invest in a yogurt maker. So this one is from Lakeland, and it's just a little insulated container that you plug it in. And what that does is just really keep it at a nice constant temperature, what I think is really useful when you're fermenting for longer. So then it doesn't matter how hot or how cold your kitchen is. And then I have two of the tubs that go inside the container, and that means that I can have one pot of yogurt in the fridge ready to use and one that's being made. So when you get your milk, just bring it to the boil in a saucepan, switch it off just as it's coming to the boil, and then you want to cool it down to room temperature. So when you place your finger in the milk, that's probably the best way to check, and if it's not too hot, not too cold, that's probably just right. And then what you want to do is mix a small amount of milk in your container with about 1/3 cup of a starter. So you can either get just an organic natural yogurt to use as your starter, and you just want one that's got is as fresh as possible basically, so it's just got the longest shelf life. What I've used for my yogurt recently is the kefir, so you can use that as your starter. And then once you have your yogurt going on a regular basis, you can just take an amount of your previous batch to make the next batch. So just mix a little bit of milk with the 1/3 cup of your starter. When that's mixed together gently, add the rest of the milk. Again, give it a gentle stir, and then pop the container into your little yogurt maker or whatever you're using, and plug it in and keep it going for, like I say, at least 24 hours. It's very forgiving, so if it's just under or just over, it really doesn't matter. And then that makes a really nice set yogurt. Here's one I made earlier. If it does come out a little bit watery, don't panic, it's still absolutely fine, you can still use it. One of the things you can do is strain it, and if you strain it, you want to collect the liquid that's coming through, because that's whey, which you can use for making sauerkraut, you can pop into your overnight oats, or you can use that as a starter as well. And I'll do another video on whey because it's really valuable to use and very easy to collect. And if you strain the yogurt, you can actually make like a cream cheese consistency. Otherwise, just use your yoghurt to make smoothies, especially again if it's come out a little bit liquid. And one of the things that I often do for pudding for the children is just to mix natural yoghurt with some chopped banana, throw in a few seeds, maybe a sprinkle of raw honey if necessary, and that is actually a really, really gentle, easy to digest pudding or snack or breakfast even, for your digestive system. And when you're adding the banana with the yogurt, you're getting the beneficial bacteria in the yogurt, and the banana is a really good source of prebiotics, so that's the fibre that helps to feed your good bacteria. So I hope that helps. I hope it inspires you to have a go at making your own yoghurt. Do let me know how you get on. Apologies for the quality of this video. This was the only way I could do it in order to show you the yoghurt maker. And I think it's just useful to just see what I'm using and how easy it is. If you want to know more about me, please go across to www.hazelradford.com. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye for now.